things first. During my live video, I made a comment about Camryn speaking out. And if she was to say anything, it would be criminal, federal, and civil. And here's the thing. The assumption was made that she told me things, and that's just not true. And that's my fault. I should have truck loud. The assumption was made that she told me something, and that's just not true. I haven't talked to Camryn about anything. She hasn't told me anything personally. And the assumption was made, and that's my fault, because I should have made sure that I made it very, very clear. Because, again, like I said, it's not my story to tell. But if something was to be said, it would have to come from her. But she didn't tell me anything. So I want to make it very, very clear. Let me make this very, very clear. I'm going to say it again because I know people are screen recording this. Making sure I look cute. Camryn never told me anything. Camryn never came to me and said, Miss Dianna, this happened to me, that happened to me, I'm having this issue, I'm having that issue, I'm going through this, I'm going through that. She's never called me. She's never texted me. She's never said any of that to me. She's never shared any of that with me. She's never personally made me feel as if she was in any danger. She never personally made me feel like she was hurt. She never personally made me feel like she was sad. None of the above. Have I heard these things from other people? Yes. That's the truth. So I may have misled you guys to believe that she said something to me directly simply by me making that statement. But I want to make sure that I cleared that up at the beginning of the day, because I'm reading some stuff and I'm like, well, where are they getting that from? Why would they think that Camryn told me anything? I don't talk to Cam every day. Do I follow and support her? Absolutely. Can she call me and ask me for anything? Absolutely. But has she come to me and said anything to me? No. She hasn't come to me and said anything. So anybody that's driving that narrative or thinks that or feels that, it's just not true. She didn't come to me and say, hey, I'm going to say this again just for people that are just getting on here, for the people in the back. She never came to me and said this is happening or that is happening or I'm feeling this or I'm feeling that. I would never do that to any of the girls. And to anybody that felt that or thought that, let me apologize to you, because nobody should have felt or thought that I was in any way insinuating or saying that she told me anything, because that's just not true. She didn't. She wouldn't. Camryn's a very, very loyal individual. She's always been that person. And I said this on another live the other day. Even when Cam was a doll, my doll, when she was with me, there were things with the girls that would go on with them personally, whether it's family, whether it's school, whether it's boyfriends, frustration with dance, mad at me, whatever it was. Cam was always the person to hold tight, to respect everybody else's feelings. She's always the person that looks out for other people. That's just her. And this is me saying this because I read a few things and I'm like, where the hell are they getting this from? And then I went back and I watched the video and I talked to my husband. He said, Dianna, it does come across like that. Like, it does come across like that. He said it made him think. And I was like, well, damn. I said, because that's just not the case. That's just not the case. And I said, I wouldn't do that. I said, I wouldn't dare. If she did tell me anything, I wouldn't have never brought it up in the first place. But the truth is, and I'm going to say it again for the folks in the back, she never said anything to me. She never came to me with anything. She never said, Dianna, this is happening. Miss D, this is going on. Miss D, nothing. The only time I ever talked to Cam about her being down there was me calling her, telling her that I'm proud, me sending her emojis, telling her that I love her, me sending her shout outs for her performances, me sending her stuff off around senior night, telling her happy birthday, you know, things like that. That's it. So I'm going to say it again. This is like my fourth time saying it, but I just want to make sure that it's very, very clear, because I know that people are, hey, Pam, but I know that a lot of people are screen recording this. Make sure I look good. When I had the conversation on my live, the very first day, having this conversation about Southern, the insinuation was made that Camryn has come to me to talk to me about things, and she never has. Me saying her having the conversation and her story to tell, it is her story to tell, just like it's a story for all of those girls to tell. Any of the girls, not just my girls, but any of the girls on any HBCU line is for them to tell. But me saying that is not to insinuate that she told me anything, and I should have clarified that in the video. I thought it was understood that even if any of them did tell me anything, I would never share that with y'all in the first place. But I thought it was understood. But again, everybody knows that a lot of HBCUs have these issues with hazing and allegations and things of that nature. There should have never been a conversation around that, even including any of my kids, because they never come to tell me any of that. Any of them for that matter, especially her. Cam is very private. Even with me being her coach, there's a lot of things I still don't know. One of the things that, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to be done with the Cam conversation, and y'all got to put respect on this child, you know, as a whole. She's always been a quiet person. She barely freaking talks. You was like, well, how is she captain? When she needed to coach or lead, she going to do what she got to do. But when it comes to her being disloyal, that's not her. When it comes to her being mean-spirited, that is definitely not her. When it comes to her complaining, that's definitely not her. And that's one of the reasons why people always say, well, Dianna, you attach yourself to her. She's your fave because her mama bought. No. Mimi was always on Camryn about her being great. Who wouldn't want their child to be great? Who don't want their child to be great? Who don't want their child to be great? I'm going to say it again. Who don't want their child to be great? So seeing her go after her daughter to push herself to greatness, I don't understand what the problem is. So me and her were friends because we wanted to be friends. We just had to share the common interest, which was her daughter. A lot that Cam has in her, that fight that she has in her, that's the same fight that I have in me. So I respect the fight that she has, meaning like allowing people. When I say allow, because she could speak up and speak up for herself if somebody was doing something to her. But when I mean social media, people say things to this girl, have done things to this girl, have disrespected this girl. And Camryn is not that person. She hasn't done anything. So I'm going to say it again. To anybody who I may think or feel that she came and told me anything, it's just not true. Camryn hasn't said a mumbling word. All she wanted to do was dance and graduate. That's it. And that's all. So hopefully you screen record that and share it with the powers that be or whoever needs to hear it so they can stop talking about this girl. These different all these different groups on social media and the crazy comments that I'm reading online, leave her alone. Because it's not what it was made to seem, and that's my fault. I take responsibility for that. I should have clarified and made sure that it was understood what I was trying to say. I said a lot of things that day, but in this retrospect, when it came to her, hindsight, I should have just never even said her name at all, but I was trying to make a point. But it had nothing to do with her directly. So, send her love for sure. But outside of that, if it's not respect, just leave it be. So,